Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcomed to this live streaming. Ambition is violent. Ambition is violent. Indeed, ambition is the root cause of all violence. The politicians have always been stupid. This is nothing new. Otherwise, they need not be a politician. They would have been a poet or mystic, a painter or musician, or simply a dancer. But when a person cannot be anything creative and he has no talent, no intelligence, then the last possibility that remains is to become a politician. For politics, stupidity is the only asset. The more stupid you are, the more is your possibility of reaching to the top. Because it needs arrogance and violence in various dimensions. It needs insensitivity, hatred, jealousy and ambition to reach to the top of the ladder. To reach to the top of the ladder, you need to be ambitious. None of these things require intelligence. Otherwise, who should be interested in just becoming a ladder climber? Life has much more to give than you anticipate. Just sitting under a tree and playing on your flute is far more satisfying than being the president of a country. Just being in love with a man or a woman is far more satisfying than having all the riches of the world and all the power that it can give. Just overflowing love, being in love with a man or a woman. When Alexander the Great came to India and conquered the frontier provinces, he was surprised to see one thing. People were so contented and happy. He could not believe his eyes. There was such order and there seemed to be no imposition on them. He asked the king whom he had conquered and defeated. In fact, the king was defeated because he had never prepared for the war. His whole energy has been devoted to peace. It was a beautiful country, a small state. But we use the term country, Hindi word is used. A small state, the country was divided into many smaller states. It was a beautiful country and people were happy, singing, dancing. They were all grateful to God. They had never thought that somebody was going to conquer them. As a result, there was no resistance for Alexander. People were not ready at all. They were simply surprised by the whole idea that somebody had started on a great movement, a struggle to conquer the whole world. Indeed, they were puzzled. And puzzled for what? Not only they, but even Alexander was puzzled and surprised, seeing the peace and contentment and joy that was overflowing with amidst the people. Even when the people were defeated, there was nothing, as if nothing has happened. Things continued as they were, as if nothing has happened. He asked the king, "How have you managed this kind of order? I do not see much military, police or government machinery, and people are living with such love, brotherhood and harmony. How have you managed this?" The king replied, "It has nothing to do with me. The Prime Minister is a mystic. The Prime Minister is a mystic. It is his work." Then Alexander asked, "Where is the Prime Minister?" Alexander inquired as he became eager, "I would like to see him, talk to him and learn something from him. I would like my country to also be in such an order and harmony, such discipline. I have fallen in love with this grace that I see all around. Although you are defeated, I do not see any sadness, as if it means nothing. When there is contentment, when there is bliss, there is harmony, then nothing of the outside disturbs your inner serenity." The king replied, but the Prime Minister had become a recluse now, and he had moved to the mountains, and it may be difficult to find him. But Alexander was insistent on. Messengers were sent, but they all came empty-handed, saying that the ex-Prime Minister was not interested in showing himself off to any Alexander, to any great king or conqueror, because the very idea of conquering others is so stupid. "I am not interested in coming. You just go and tell him I do not think that he is even worthy to be given any advice, any meeting, or anything of that type." And Alexander was shocked to listen to this response, a fearless response. "I have no interest in seeing a person who wants to conquer the other. Conquer means to dominate. The politician's whole mind is nothing but full of ambition. He wants to win this, conquer this and that, and there is no end to this ambition. And ambition is violent, ambition is murderous. It is ambition that has made the whole earth hell. Instead, this is important to understand that ambition is violent. Do not fall into any kind of ambition and let your life be not filled with ambition of any kind. As long as there is ambition, you will not be able to rest. The moment ambition disappears, something begins to happen to you. So remember that ambition is violent. Yesterday I spoke on the way Osho and Brish Mohan Lal entered into Samadhi. Just as one can attain to a state consciously or unconsciously, when you enter the state in a conscious manner, it is a beauty of its own. Buddha told his monks and Anand that I am going to enter into Mahaparinirvana. A conscious effort. A conscious effort. While he has gone inside, there is a process. The energy has to recede from all parts of the body. The consciousness or the energy has to recede from every single part of the body. Buddha dissolved his physical body, means withdrawing the energy from the body parts. Starting from the toe, it always begins from toe. Because if you start from the top and the energy has receded from the throat center, that is the vocal cord, then you will not be able to narrate anything. So whosoever enters into Samadhi or that state starts from the toe. That is the part of the physical body, the lowest part. And then moving from there, toes, in a step, the ankle, the sole of the feet, the inner calf, the lower, the higher calf, the inner, the outer, the kneecap, the left and the right. So when you are using the process to relax your body, that is one of the yoga postures, yoga exercise is you lie down on the bed and start seeing that the big toe, you focus on the big toe, is relaxing. Big toe is relaxing. Big toe is relaxing. And when you say it 3 times, you are feeling along with that. And it happens that part of the body becomes relaxed. Then you go to the first toe, second, third, fourth, in step. After the left in step, you moving step by step. So when the energy is to be released, one is entering into the samadhi, the physical body has to be dissolved, the energy has to be withdrawn consciously. Just as consciously you are trying to relax your part of the body, because in some cases you relax but a certain part of your body is not relaxed. Either the part of the body is not relaxed or the mind is not relaxed. So in the process of parinirvana, samadhi, the energy has to be receded, to be withdrawn from every part of the body. Every part of the body. When it moves from each and every part, and the composite effort is the whole body, then you recede it from the mind. The mind is quietened of thoughts. So this is why we have certain meditation techniques that you practice the gap between the two thoughts. A thought comes in just as when you stand up on a busy corner of the road, the vehicles are passing one after the other. A vehicle passes, then there is a gap. No vehicle is on the road. Then, after a few seconds, another vehicle passes. Sometimes there is a stampede. Each lane have a vehicle passing. Each lane a vehicle is passing. So you see it. You will not be able to see the space between the two vehicles. You will not be able to hear the music as the wheel move at a certain space, certain speed on the road. A sound is created with the friction between the wheel and the road. In the same way, thoughts keeps on arising on the inner sky. One thought comes in, followed by another, just as when you are watching any television show, one thought is followed by another, and between the two thoughts there is an infinitesimal gap, but there is a gap. One thought comes in, followed by another. So you are becoming aware of these gaps. Then you increase this slowly and slowly, the gap between the two. If your focus is on the gaps begin to increase. Then you have moved then your attention or awareness has moved from thoughts to the gaps between the two. Thoughts is the mind. No thought is not mind. It is a state beyond the mind. A state beyond the mind, you are entering into that space which is not mind, but there are two words. Man means mind, a state of thoughts. Mind is some total or aggregate of thoughts of all kinds. And then there is another word, aman. Aman means beyond the mind, that which is not mind, that which is not thought. That which is not thought is a state of thoughtlessness. Aman. That is why we use the word aman and chan. Chan means comfort. Aman is a state of thoughtlessness when there is no disturbance of any kind. You are just your face becomes tranquil, as if there is no expression on the face. Just expression, less face. Nothing, people do not see, there is no thought, because expression comes with thought. As a thought floats in the inner sky, its expression comes on the face. So you have withdrawn the energy from the physical body, from the mind. Then the astral body you move the energy from. Then the process of samadhi or parinirvana is completed. Otherwise, what happens? You have unfinished thoughts, ambitions, and suddenly the death happens. The life force is receded from the body. The mind remains active, and it is the mind that takes birth again and again. It is the unfulfilled desires, ambitions, thoughts take birth again and again. Sometimes it happens you are traversing along the life's roads, all of a sudden you see something, you meet a person, and deep down you feel that you know this person. It is that unfinished work between two of you that comes to the surface. Existence does not want anything incomplete. Any relation you leave incomplete, it keeps on bothering you again and again. Now that relation is not available, that person is not available, and you miss the opportunity. No. You have not really missed the opportunity. You have to enter into that relation to attain to fulfillment in a different way, meditatively. You enter into and attain to fulfillment. And consciously, when you dissolve something, it does not bother you. So samadhi is a state when you are entering into consciously, just as you enter into yoga exercise of relaxation consciously. So samadhi is a conscious way of entering into total relaxation. Relaxation in such a way not even a single speck, iota of energy is left in that particular part of the body. The energy has withdrawn. Consciously, you withdraw. In samadhi, the energy is withdrawn. Just as in relaxation, you are withdrawing the energy that was making your toe restless. You are saying, big toe, relax, relax, relax. And then you feel that it is relaxing. The big toe, you can use this format. Big toe is relaxing. Big toe is relaxing. Big toe, the left big toe is relaxing. Now it is totally relaxed, calm. There is no movement in it. Then you go to the first toe, second toe of the left feet, and so on and so forth, every part of the body, and you start feeling that it is relaxed. And then You can use another way. There is a video meditation, light of the being, where the energy, a dark river enters from the toe and the light enters from the top, and the two merge into one, dissolve into one another. That video is there on YouTube, light of the being. When you listen to that video for at least a few minutes, if not longer, you will disappear as if you do not know what had happened to you, where you have been. That is where you are connected to your being. And if you are connected to your being for a longer period of time, it may lead you to the state of partial samadhi or nirvana, the ultimate. So the mystics, the masters, the awakened ones enter into that state of dissolution consciously. They enter into that state consciously. That is why it is called samadhi. So Osho entered into it consciously. Braj Mohanlal entered into consciously. Raman entered. Krishnamurti is a conscious effort, step by step. Only this much for this morning. Until tomorrow, take care and do have a pleasant day. These broadcasts are available every Saturday and Sunday between the hours of 6 and 7. This is Trinidad time. Trinidad follows the New York time. It is known as Eastern time, but during the winter time in United States, the clocks are set 1 hour behind. So when it is 6 o'clock in the Caribbean, Trinidad, it is 5 o'clock Eastern time. Every Saturday, Sunday, it is available via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and these video recordings are available on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. And also those who are in a closed group, they are connected via Skype online. So until then, until tomorrow, take care and do have a pleasant day.